Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening. There's my epic pen. Here we go. All right. So we're gonna have here 100 Thieves playing against Gen.G. And Gen.G play a very specific composition on Breeze, which makes me very happy because, as you can see, there's no ducking Reyna, but there's a Brimstone. And one would think, why would you want Brimstone on Breeze? Which, of course, I don't think like it's the best choice, but at least they're not playing Reyna. I would imagine that instead of Brimstone, I would like here an Astra more. But it's still better than Reyna. You know, that's like additional like utility that you could use whenever you need it. And I feel like on defense, the Brimstone is actually pretty good at maintaining control over holes and maybe maintaining control over B entrance. You know, because of the 20 seconds. I mean, 19.75 Brimstone smokes. So we'll see how that goes.
That pressure on Boy, that pressure on Temperature to come in, fill a spot, and know that they have to perform here.
That's another thing. You guys remember whenever... That's so funny. Look, this is just a pistol round, but I already see one of the walls that I do a lot even in ranked. See this red wall here from the Viper? Typically, when I play ranked and I do this wall, right? Or I even do like a wall like this, that cuts like this, specifically when I have the ultimate, right? But it doesn't matter. Let's focus on the red wall here. My teammates are like, why do you even do this wall? Blah, 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 blah. And they don't understand that this wall allows you to basically distract people that are standing behind it here. Like this is the most for a jet player, right? Or someone standing on the side. Those yellow dots are the typical spots where a player stands. And because of this wall, it's especially good wall when you play against snipers. When you play against marshals and operators, a deeper wall like this, so it goes more into this direction than go into this direction, right? Allows you to cut more angles and fight easier when you want to go onto the site. Very happy to see that a lot of teams are now starting move that wall clockwise a little bit more. Where can I see the schedule for the NA matches? I actually don't know when they're gonna play again. I have no clue. Oh wait, I wanted to do. Oh fuck. 1 second. I'm gonna add one more scene. I'm gonna add one more scene. One second. Duplicate. Display capture. Copy. Not the reference. Fuck. Add. Display capture. Oh, I can't. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna do a second one. Nice. I want to do the zoom on the minimap so we have better understanding of what's happening. Like this. Go. Much better. Okay, and I just need to add one more thing. Okay. Nice. Hello, Vinayak. Hello, Pronicer. I'm good. What about you guys yourself? Rudy with honey. Or Rudy with Annie? I'm actually not sure. Hey, bro. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. Thank you much for the 2 months. Thank you much for the continuous support, broski. New subscriber badge for you. Wait, Rudy, is it your first time subbing actually yourself because you got gifted before? I'm asking because I always ask for an introduction. Is Reyna really effective on Breeze? I just dislike Reyna's, and I do not think Reyna is a good choice for Breeze, just because she doesn't deliver a lot of utility. And also, the Reyna Lear has 40 meters range,
well, that
which is not always great, right?
It comes into play, and the rest of the team, all these young.
This is nice, as you can see here. Boy from 103 Thieves throws a Toxic Orb into holes that will most likely land over here in this area, so they can get metal doors control without being exposed to this area. It's very nice.
Young players here, we know Zekin as well, as they start off towards A here.
Yeah, and that's what you wanted, right? With Nitro.
I subbed myself at the first time, then I'm very sorry, I didn't remember that. But thank you very much, Rudy, for the 2 months now.
Coming in as a jet into this match.
Much appreciated, my friend. So, Brimstone smoked A entrance.
To get the first blood, but he already got smashed in the face already at low HP.
And because of the smoke, the Toxic Orb, they have the control of the holes.
Yeah, things are getting tagged up. Asuna trying to pepper into the site. Sean goes down with a quick classic shot as Asuna answers with the Ghost. They're making their way in this 5v3 now. The rest...
Wait. Why is the Toxic Orb here? Let me check. When was it thrown? Is it possible that Kusta is putting the orb on A side to play around flashes? To have like an option to counter the flashes with his own Toxic Orb? That is so weird.
With Nitro coming in as a jet into this matchup, going with the Sheriff, he wanted to get the first blood, but he already got smashed in the face already at low HP.
Yeah,
why am I witnessing this?
Sean goes down with a quick classic shot.
That is... So there are two options here, right? But he didn't do it, so he either misclicked or just... I don't know why, because see, Sean dies to the metal doors, right? He would have been rescued if they would use the orb here, but they didn't do it. Which makes me think that wasn't the main reason, because they should have done it earlier, like way earlier, right? See, this is only when it gets popped. And Sean is already dead. So, I think there are two possibilities. It would be so awesome if they could record the match inside the game so you could spectate it yourself. I mean, like a demo system. It's gonna take like a year or two to have that in the game, but you know it's gonna happen eventually. So with this Toxic Orb with this Toxic Orb here on site, like this one, I actually do think that the main reason they have it is to play against flashes and play with flashes themselves. And the secondary objective of this Toxic Orb is to actually play around the area from doors. But I don't think this is like super beneficial for the defenders, actually. I do honestly think that this orb could have been used more effectively, just in a more traditional way. But that's at least my opinion right now.
The rest of Gen.G is now scattered the middle of the map as they just try to keep one more back alive in the site. No, that is going to be Kusta going down, and it's going to be tough now.
Another small thing that I think could have been done better here. Kusta could use his wall more angled closer to like the. closer to the box in front of him, but not at the box, so he could avoid like the graphics from it. I think it's an attacker's orb. No, that's the defender's orb. The attacker's orb was used in holes.
For temperature, and there it is. Nature going down to take this one back.
Definitely, you're just trying to do some damage if you can, but if you lose the ball, it's to start things off with the shock dart from Vigo to get
the shock that destroyed the camera. Hello, Lion. How are you doing?
For 100 Thieves, and you saw how fast they were, right? Even on first contact, as soon as Nitro got hit in the face, they weren't scared. They're like, okay, because these at all going to come out with any of these marshals on that second round.
No, not at all. Nitro will. He'll probably be able to save up and bonus that to be. No, not at all. Nitro will. He'll probably be able to save up and bonus that to be.
So that's, I'm assuming, landing here. Yeah, it's landing on bridge. So he puts the toxic orb on bridge to avoid like marshals and shit. That's a cool lineup, by the way, but it's I feel like it's very inconsistent, and him landing into this is actually pretty impressive. Like, I really wouldn't like to do that lineup at all because of inconsistencies. Hello, Sauce. Seer Sen. Hello, Katari.
Previously is spike drop. Work around, find the intel, go for it. Here, the first few rounds may not be too telling, but we've seen straight aggression towards the site without hesitation so far.
Super simple.
Yep,
I mean,
exactly.
like I said, when it's a plug and play, when Boy's playing a Viper, you put the wall up, you let your initiators get the information, you see that the site's clear. The stack didn't really work out right now for the defenders of Gen.G on the A side once again, and that's it. You know, Nitro's just swarming.
And what does that mean? Closer to Cloud or Bladestorm as well. Moving forward.
Man, Jets are so ridiculous, man.
He's going from tree to tree. You just can't see him.
It's like the character has 3 pieces of utility that serve the purpose of a defensive reaction and attacker's reaction at the same time. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. Compare it to any other duelist, right? You can't really use anything, right? If you're a Phoenix, you don't have a defensive reaction. All takes too much time, or is just not effective when you don't see what's happening, right? While Jet just has like, I'm flashed, I'm gonna smoke myself, right? It's crazy. I'm flashed, I'm just gonna updraft, so I'm not like an easy target to shoot at. It's ooh, I missed lineup. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, look at Kusta. He's standing on the middle here. He's standing on the middle, and he's actually missing the lineup. Because it was a lineup where he was relying on jump throwing and going forward at the same time. Like, that's a big problem with making lineups like that.
He'll be stopped by some trap wires that we see going through.
Because of that, Asuna wasn't taking aggressive stance on mid because of the toxic orb that missed. He was like, I don't feel certain about the situation. I'm not gonna push anymore. But if he would have, if this orb would actually be in a correct position, so like here, right? Like in this spot, right here. So it would cover what is needed below as well, right? Like this. Then this person here wouldn't be able to see him, so Asuna could take aggressive stance and like check mid if someone peeks from the doors, or just check B and try to get a first blood. But because of the orb being here, he wasn't able to do that, and he didn't feel confident enough to have this position.
Overpower that against a rifle.
Hello, Klaxon. Hello, Sash. Why didn't I analyze at Berlin? Because I wasn't hard. That's about it. Dude, this... Tell me that this is a Spectre. Like, this looks like a fucking Phantom, right? But it's a Spectre.
Spike drop that I was just talking about for 100 Thieves. The intel find. What's going on? A nice flash guiding light coming out from Sean on A to get an idea that nobody's close up enough. So little info grabs everywhere from both teams.
They're ready. You see they're paying.
Hey, LJ.
They're going to execute really fast towards B. They conditioned for 2 rounds already on the A side. Now you're going for the standard. Flash into the corner.
So Kusta is playing with the one way,
like this one
but
way though. This
this one way is not helping him. Why is he playing with this? Why is he playing in this position with this one? This really doesn't make any sense. Yo, Łukasz Polska. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime and welcome to the channel, my friend. Could you introduce yourself? Thank you very much for the support, my broski. I know this train is very slow, very slow. So what I don't understand is that with this one way, right? When you do this setup of this one way here, you want to play from this position over here to have an easy time to kill a person that is actually pushing, and then you see his legs before he peeks. But because he's playing in this position, he doesn't benefit from it in any way. And the thing is, the entire entrance is open. Like, there's nothing to stop them from pushing apart from a snake bite that he doesn't have. Did he already use 2 snake bites? It's impossible.
On the A side, now you're going for the
Right.
standard. Flash into the corner. I like this one way though. This could be strong defense.
Great.
Wait.
That nobody's close up. It's there for Gen.G. They're the other one far back.
I think he didn't buy anything.
Gun round coming in.
He has only
for
one
Gen.G.
snake
Still a
bite.
bonus though for 100 Ds. They could still.
And he used this wall on mid. Hello, Łukasz. Yeah, thank you very much, my friend. This is really weird because he commits on a utility that he doesn't play with, you know? Like it's shit. A very weird situation, I would say.
He'll be stopped by some trap wires that we see going through there. One, I think, double door there. The other one far back. That temperature has placed on that cipher play coming.
And because of this orb being put on top of the pillar,
little info grabs everywhere from both teams.
100 Thieves are like very certain about going B because they know that the orb is not in the main entrance. Like, it gives the this one way here, right? This one way here makes it more certain for 100 Thieves to push B because they know there's no utility to stop them from pushing B entrance. And even with this, if this would be actually like the case with this setup, I would say maybe for Gen.G, maybe it would be better to make a stack on B because it's tougher to defend it, right?
A side. Now you're going for the standard. Flash into the corner. I like this one way though. This could be strong defense.
Great start by Nature onto Ethan. They get that flash to be just nullified. Asano with the trade back in as they start.
See? Like this, he actually gets fucked by his own smoke as well. Who's playing today in EMEA LCQ? 3 Turkish teams and Guild.
So impressive. You saw the execution right there. The wall to come out, the recon dart in the back, the flashes. If you're playing close there with where I like to call ladder, you're in a tough spot. They need to add more bodies or play the retake from the way 100 Thieves is currently playing.
Just till about 15 seconds, they have this gas wall up. They hold it the whole time. And that's gonna be
this Viper wall could have been in min-max a little bit, but it's fine.
Nitro tries to come up with one. Traded back by temperature as Hiko finds that frag to help his teammate out in the last 2.
Yeah, I really feel like Gen.G's B defense wasn't prepared. Wasn't prepared at all. So, Husta is using his Toxic Orb to control Hells. They use the Viper wall on mid for an aggressive push. And look at this. They all pushed mid. And the Viper controlling elbow didn't hear anything on B. So this Viper is telling them, yeah, there's nothing on B, you guys should push this cave. But because of that, Nitro will have some easy kills, man. Like, Nitro is controlling this really well. But he's abusing the fact that this Viper wall is here and activated. Which is pretty funny.
Where 100 Thieves will end. Temperature tries for his shot as we're looking for a few of the, or his Marshal and some Sheriffs to make an
What do you think about
impact.
Scream's brother? Is he good for your opinion?
Push down mid, Vans.
They're expecting this, but at
I
the same
think
time, Nitro has a great position to be able to
Nivera
get
is
that
pretty
retake.
good,
They
but
might
his
try to put some
Nivera's
again.
brother is
Nice to
like
have him to be able to
pretty
flash
good
away
as
the first
well.
kill, but he's gonna get traded out.
Jokes aside, I think Nivera is
So,
very
quick
smart,
run. Nitro goes down, so that's
and
actually
I'm
gonna
very
be
excited to
weapons
see
they
how
have
he
to
will
start to
play
work.
in the
This is
future.
Asuna. Picks up another one for himself. 3 members now rotating over to that A side as Nature finds a sheriff shot on Asuna. Much more possible becomes this round now. Round 4 for Gen.G. Can they make a mark through a save round?
Looking for the damage here. It looks easy for Hiko so
Oh.
far. Kusa gets
1 for
another
1.
one here. So for 3 kills on an eco, this is great.
Still going. Ethan, very close to ultimate. Don't even know if we're going to be needing that on this round.
So, to also tell you something, guys. 3 kills on an eco, it's great. But it doesn't really change that much because they're already losing 3-0. And the opposing team already built up economy. So, if you actually get, like, let's say, 3 kills on an eco on round 2 after losing pistol, this is actually impactful because you do require opponents to rebuy. But if your opponents won the pistol round, won the second round, and then won the bonus round, that means that economically they are like fucking snowballing. So even getting kills on this 4th round here for Gen.G has in no way the same significancy. It's not of the same significance as it would be on round 2. Because your opponents are already rolling in cash.
As Nature goes down, it is going to be tough for them as 100 Thieves keeps the distance. They keep the range here. They
I have no clue where NA/LCQ will be continuing.
Very nicely with that. Switches to a Bulldog to switch it up, and round 5 coming in, and 4-0.
That's something that, you know, I'm not saying that, Costa should have been explained that and so on, because I don't think they have enough time for that. But there's a lot of people who are casting and not explaining the economy sometimes in an approachable way, you know?
For 100 Thieves.
These guys for 100 Thieves have been recycling the weapons from the bonus round,
Yeah.
round 2 until now. So
But it does matter for them to get the skills to avoid ops? No. Look, 100 Thieves. Look at the equipment they had at the beginning of the round. Look at the equipment they had. They had 1 bulldog, 3 rifles, and a ghost. Like the fact that they die in this round doesn't really like bother them. And they also get, because of they get kills and deaths, they build up their economy when it comes to ults way faster, which also is a point, but it would be like a lot of context needed for the actual like numbers. And they would have cash and bought an operator anyway, although it's attack, so I don't know if I would even go for an operator.
When we first got Nature coming into the
I'm in Berlin for VCT right now, so I'm not streaming from home.
Like these type of callings with that sentinel role, but this time he's actually switching a little bit more to a duelist in the past like month or so.
When was this game? Like 3 days ago or something like that?
To, you know, modify his play, figure out what's best, listen to the team, but calm as well. I think quietness from someone that right off the bat comes onto the team can be the biggest detriment. So as long as he's talking up a storm, it's going to be great. And you pointed out right on the screen there, Vance, the operator now for Nature. This can be the big change. A lot of the fights that 100 Thieves is taking is that distance. They've used the ability to have that advantage of the gun rounds. We'll see if that changes.
And usually at this point, like round 4, round 5, or even round 6, you should start seeing some players getting closer and closer.
Are you supporting to qualify from Apex LCQ? I don't really watch Apex LCQ because I don't have the time. So I don't have an answer for you, my friend.
Eco round where they had 3 players pushed down mid. They already made it towards that spawn site, but look at that, another change of pace for 100 Thieves. They actually have 4 players going up mid.
Wait, what? Is it suddenly playing faster? No. So they actually go for a fast B push. This time the orb is good. This is like what I was talking about, right? They have the confidence. They can just push from it. It's very telegraphic though. because of this wall. Because of this wall here, you're this is like telegraphic that you're gonna take control of mid and push through B tunnel, but they cannot do much because, you know, GMD now and Kusta will be affected by this drone here that will make it very easy for the mid players to actually push to B because they will exactly know positions of their opponents. Like this is pretty smart. Why is Eden not buying for Nitro? My guess is, wait, Ethan? I think he bought. I'm a little bit weirded out that Nitro is not buying for Ethan though. The other way around. Because he has his ultimate. So I'm a little bit weirded out by that. I'm not sure why is he saving the knives and having a phantom instead of him having a bulldog and Ethan having a phantom and him playing with the knives, or even not a bulldog but anything else. It's kind of weird. Wait, he had full money next? Why is he... What? What am I witnessing here? Why is he... Did he save this bulldog from the last round? I'm guessing he had? Yeah, he saved the bulldog. Yeah. So, yeah, that's just really weird. I don't get this. This is definitely weird that he is not dropping like 100%. If I would be in this team right now, I would drop this bulldog to Nitro. Nitro would be playing with the knives, and I would be playing with his phantom. That I would buy, and then allow Nitro to build up economy. I don't really get this, but... This is some weird decision making that I don't understand because I'm not hearing the comms. There's absolutely no reason to not buy a gun, by the way, here, because he's at 7.8k cash. Like, this is 100% a mistake. There's nothing that will be like, oh, this makes sense. There's nothing like that. But I do think that saving the ultimate could be like, well, I'm gonna play an operator next round, and I really want to be efficient at both close range and long range, so I'm gonna use the knives for that. Which would be then, I prefer, the excuse for saving the ult would be, I prefer to be more flexible on the power rounds with the operator on attack than to build up economy because we already have high economy. But him not buying here, there's no excuse for that.
This point, like round alt or the operator retakes from Gen.G was that eco round where they had 3 players pushed down.
Yeah, this is such an inconsistent lineup. Holy shit.
They actually have 4 players going up mid.
Oh my god. It's actually a miracle that he hit that. I would have been pissing my pants. Alright, so now they play with this, with the flash through the smoke. Very efficient way of using this wall. Alright, and the drone... That's so funny. Look at this. Look at this. This wall here... Sorry, this smoke here allows GMD to not be tagged by the drone. That's some quick decision making here, man. He also smoked, I think, him in front of him, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see. We'll see in a moment if... Ah, shit. If they actually push through and there's a brimstone smoke in front of them. I think there is, but we'll see. No. That was actually the jet smoke. And he was still tagged by the drone. Like, he's dead, man. He's dead. There's no way that this guy is alive.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. Very well played by 100 Thieves, by the way. Very aggressive but efficient push by them.
What a hit coming through as well from the sonar bolt. They're going to be able to trade back and forth now as Asuna comes up with the last one of that battle on B site.
I'm not putting that on Jazzy. No chance.
Now onto Sean, and that was just a smattering of kills coming in. Nature now trying to hunker down on the A site as his team was wiped off the map in seconds.
That was so quick at the same... I did say, you want to rely on nature to try to find information? He had no information. Where they come from was a surprise. This is going to be very...
Xayah It's actually the exclamation mark newest vid.
Enough of his kit. He could dash away, he could try to get some kills. Here he goes, but they're still flanking from behind.
All right, one down.
When we install Windows 11, what would I do that?
Almost a second when Ethan finds that he has procured many of these final kills on the rounds. He's already gone through Seekers, as you said, ult's coming up
And look at
and
this.
forth.
It's a cloud burst for Nitro to go in, and this is already set up. He's just staying inside
Wait,
that smoke.
did GMD not have a molly?
For Nitro to go in, and this is already set up. He's just staying inside that smoke, and that calculated recon dart was for him to get the spray and also information from the Seekers from Ethan. 100 Thieves, this is a different 100 Thieves from what I saw against Ascent in Berlin.
It's very good. Yes, it is very good. Holy crap. Much higher level of execution off utility than what we've seen.
And as a 100 Thieves fans, when you've noticed from Berlin, oh my god, okay, let's talk about that. And as a 100 Thieves fans, when you've noticed from Berlin, oh my god, okay, let's talk about that a little bit later. We needed something to come up, Nature's done it.
Nature says, shh, just for a moment.
I'm hunting for some people.
I'm going to take this into my own hands.
I'm really not a fan of those
Now
Viper
they
walls in
start to
mid.
slow things down. The first
I don't
time
think
we
they
see
bring a lot of
they are
value.
healed now coming into
Exactly.
this first map. How do they react? What's the mid-round call? This is where
Okay,
we get
Jesse.
Nitro's
Okay,
forward.
I very much appreciate that.
Coming into play now is that new IGL, and it looks like they do put the gas wall up
Standard.
towards A. The rotation's already out here from Gen.G, so while playing safe and playing for their life, they're ready for the retake as well. I can't wait to see how this plays out 5v4.
And you see that from Gen.G, they're looking to play some sort of retake, stacking more towards this B side to Cameron to get some information. That gets immediately
What
shut
difference
off.
do you
100
see
Thieves
between
are gonna
this
get a
100
great
Thieves and the
position for
100 Thieves and the Steel? No clue, man. This is the first time I'm watching them without Steel.
All right.
I had to have like an impression after 5 rounds, right? Even after like an entire map, it's not gonna be easy to say anything. And also, you're not gonna be able to say anything because you don't hear the comms. Comms are the most important thing. Kiko with the timing, man, unlucky.
Just the sheriff in hand here for him. Looks like it's going to be real tough as they get taken down. Sean able to bring that one. Going down, it's up. And boy, what can they do with a clutch? Drone Ethan fall fast. Now it's just he.
Oh, that fell apart very fast.
Very nicely done there by Gen.G. A lot of the times, fans, we see them playing the retake and very slow and methodical until they want to execute it.
But it works. Like your shots are laying at this point, right? Long range Husa with the sheriff. You're able to get some kills with some support coming in from Triple pushing back towards his bridge side. Like this was a lot of damage for him to be able to get this one. And somehow it's just the rifles picked up that helps him. And that's actually pretty spot. And of course, as Sideshow mentioned, I was gonna want to try to use this type of like Nitro dash for spacing when they go for the typical wall.
They use the Toxic Op again in the holes.
Fine for fine. So 2 flashes, 1 from each sky just coming out there. And with no
Very
audio
quiet
verification,
push. They
only a
already
small
committed
bit
the
of
spike.
ground has been gained.
Oh
Seekers, I
my
love it.
god, dude.
And only a
He
small
got
bit of
wrecked.
ground.
See? This is like when I said they committed to the spike already outside, but this is where the Brimstone like ultimate just makes such a huge difference, man. Holy shit.
Has been gained. Early Seekers, I love it.
GG, bro.
Gourmand able to use
And now they
the,
left the smoke.
Orbital strike there, take that.
Yeah, the
for
spike.
itself,
So they have to
but
pick it
also
up.
Just the wherewithal to know you'll have 100 Thieves on the run to use the orbital strike to pinch them out.
The last Seeker just went towards that door, so they know now for Gen.G there's presence towards this door side. They have a trap wire in the back. They could pretty much hold this so far.
Asuna slowly pushing through, working the cages, working around him. Asuna, boy, coming up big. Command on the flank, doing so well as the rat. He can always find a few for himself, and he brings the numbers down to 2v2 Vans. Again, that slower retake, positioned, methodical, and we'll see how Gen.G wants to retake this
I
one.
really dislike this wall on mid. The Viper retaking A has no value. Like, there's almost nothing that you can use, and he also didn't pick up the smoke. Like,
And Nitro gets this audio now, right? So he's even grabbing information even sooner. Almost with a miss shot there. He's going to play his life, play the pressure, and they know they have a right side plant that they can get back to with the Hunter's Fury. As you said, one. Quick second one, you miss it. This could actually be it. This could be it. He's going to be able to get the defuse. He doesn't
oh
have
my
time to
god,
get
dude.
there. Oh my, clutch round for Gen.G.
The movement was crack.
For as well from his older days from past FPS to be able to be a clutcher with an op in that previous game now, just a clutcher in general in this one right here. To swallow up that first Hunter's Fury on that hit, knowing he can absorb that, knowing that Nitro, the awareness that you have to have on a 2v1. So Nitro's inside the house, you have to focus
And yes,
back on the flank,
I'm
and
sorry.
he just sticks it, wins the battle against Nitro.
The
and
Cypher
he
cages
goes
actually
under
help the
slow
attackers
to
more
floor
than the
and can
defenders. I
clutch
do
that.
agree.
You needed this for Gen.G. So that's what,
Yes, that's Vansili.
this one right here with a clutch, a nice Red Bull clutch.
I have no opinion on Windows 11. I really don't put any attention to that.
Red Bull clutch, as you said, and Gen.G now will kind of call that time out. I'd rather talk, get
to the back of it was actually running information.
these team win rate in 4 games to 100% in the other one, so a game loss, right?
Yeah.
Do quick math there, but really understanding when to play it fast, when to play it slow, and now we're seeing that tug of war as Gen.G starts to read the push. Operator in the hands of Nitro here. Vandals flanking him. We'll see what they can get out of this, fans.
Yep, change of pace on the defense setup. You can see temperatures putting a little bit more of aggressive trap wire right by the spammable boxes, just in case Hunter Thieves are trying to push towards A. But instead, we're going for some information with Ethan with the towards B. You're forcing out the Viper's pit, and this is actually pretty good because it's.
And again, like, I really don't see the purpose of this mid wall, man. I really don't. Especially since you're being countered by the toxic orb in Nest. Look. This is pretty crazy, what I'm gonna show you. This toxic orb being used on here is like almost every other round in this spot, right? And if you have the smoke on Nest, it absolutely denies you the control of this area, right? So the reason why you even play this Viper wall on mid is to have control of this yellow marked area here, but because of this toxic orb on Nest, you are denied that in the first place. So this wall here is like pretty much useless in like 3 rounds in a row, which also makes the Viper almost useless on retakes because you have no utility. You retake with your gun. That's it. I don't know, man. It really feels to me, and this is something that I have, like, this criticism I have towards like almost every single professional team, because it seems like they almost never save the Viper wall for an actual retake on A, which happens very often, right? While B could be defended with just the toxic orb here, right? The ultimates from time to time. Or you can just, even if you want to use the wall, I would rather use it on B than on mid. Like this wall is really not it. It's so easy to deny the control on mid with another piece of utility. So this wall is completely denied. It's like the Viper wall on B long on main. It's like something that I really dislike.
Down towards mid. So you're forcing a utility, you're potentially forcing a rotate over, and you could still hit back on the.
Can you paint in a defense B wall? And the thing is, the defense B wall are almost not effective as well, because, oh shit. What you could do, and some teams are doing that, is you're putting a wall that goes like this here. But this is also not great, because you deny yourself control from this area, so you can't really play it. And your opponents can abuse it with Sky. So that's not really good, right? And then you could maybe do a Viper wall like this, and this would probably be better for yourself if you do it like this, because then you play for a retake wall for your teammates and you deny the visibility on this area in post plant, but that would require you to play from arches or from backside. And if you play from backside, well, then you don't really use that wall to your efficiency anyway. So I would say that just using a Viper wall early on B or on mid is not efficient in general. And I would rather have a wall ready for retake or commit to it on B when I have the time and the execute is already going. So you essentially play it in a way where Viper uses 2 skills for defending, and the third one is a retake tool. How would you retake with her wall on A? Well, then use it in every way possible that is just efficient. Like, you can use it like this. You could use it like this. You can use it like just whatever to deny the vision from cave. That's it. Just put it in front of the spike and deny the visibility from cave. That's the only purpose you have, right? So you don't have to be precise.
Nitro giving him something to think about on the side of Gen.G there down in halls with a quick cloud burst. And Gen.G is nicely positioned across the backside of the map. Really no forward.
And also, look at Kusta. Look at Kusta's ultimate right now. He has his orb inside of his ultimate because he committed to the orb at the beginning of the round and he didn't pick it up, which is fine because he doesn't want to go aggressive to just pick up a 200 credit orb when he doesn't need it, right? But popping the orb in the ultimate is actually beneficial for the attackers in case they would like to push him. Because they can go inside of the orb and then flash outside of the orb to flash the near area in the ult while not being affected yourself. So if you're in an ult as a Viper here, you never want to pop this toxic orb when you play against Sky, when you play against KO, when you play against any character that can abuse your own smoke or a Viper wall to this same extent, right? So this is pretty fucking dangerous.
Push from them using util that they have and any of the info from the Cypher temperature.
It's because they have nature in the back of that B site, just able to opt down towards mid.
Exactly.
So pretty much your B site's on lockdown, and you had some extra pressure, some extra help from Sean at the beginning towards mid nest.
What about a
But now
wall
you're
inside the
guessing,
Viper
right?
pit?
You run
Nah,
the clock
you don't
down,
want to use that
now
as
you're
well.
gambling towards the A side, now the B side's weaker.
So this looks like a modified strat by.
And also, this is why, like, I'm not sure if you guys watch me like play ranked when I play Viper on Breeze, right? But whenever I want to commit to a ultimate on B, I'm using my toxic orb in B tunnel. This is to be more efficient, right? Because right now, look at Kusta. He is using every single piece of his utility to just combat B entrance, and he is not using anything to block the other way of on site. Can you explain what happens when two Vipers ult are in the same place? They affect the players that are in them both. They are both active. Why is Viper good on Breeze if you can't use it all utility for an advantage? You can. You just have to be thinking differently. But this is why I'm also saying Viper's not really good on Breeze. And she is not really good on Icebox. The only reason why you want to play Viper on those two maps is because the maps are so open, the value of the Viper wall is definitely higher than on other maps. But the other pieces of utility are not as valuable as an example on Bind, Split, and Ascent. This is why I'm saying Viper is the best on maps like Bind, Split, Ascent. Breeze and Icebox, she's not good on those maps. She is just a necessity. Especially on Breeze. A lot of people are missing the fact that sometimes you need to play a character just because of one piece of utility that is crucial for like executes on attack. But then no one is thinking like, how do I use this utility efficiently? Because on other maps you can be so much more efficient with Viper.
100 Thieves, they didn't exactly go all the way up mid. This was an elbow to mid, and now they will hit the archway by wall.
Honestly, if there would be any other character that would do something similar, like the Viper wall, but he would have other utility that would have been better for the map, no one would use Viper anymore. Just like Sage is a necessity on the Icebox for safe plant on B, right? It was. Now it's just good to play Sage, but she's not a necessity anymore.
Nature with the first shot. Oh, he is cooking in that Viper's Bite right now, but he's going to be able to get the safety. Another shot, quick! He able to find it. Boy takes down Nature as Kusta trades back onto Nitro in this 4v1. Boy's there. He gets taken down by Temperature. A very fast round back and forth but they are so much more ready on the side of Gen.G, so much better positioned to receive any of these engages here. Execution from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and you saw it even from the rest of the setup. When I talked about temperature setting up aggressively on the trap R's and stuff towards A, you had two players playing towards mid side, so you could rotate very quickly between Sean and I think it was Gen.G inside the A halls in case it was pressure there. That means that you need one angle only for nature to look.
Yo, Swifty Bird, thank you much for the 7 months. Welcome back, my friend. How are we doing? Welcome back. Thank you much for the ongoing support, Swifty Bird, with the super slow train.
It doesn't seem like he's shook at all. You know, exactly. Makes that shot on a Viper Bite utility as well. Doesn't feel like he's pressured. That's what you need to see, especially with Gen.G here, getting the land jitters out, feeling themselves out here. And
that's a very aggressive push by GMD and Sean. Very interesting.
You're right, coming down this mid hallway is going to be GMD and Sean.
Oh no.
I wonder if GMD pops off first without the help of Sean. He is going to start.
He goes for this kill? So I find this interesting. Why did he go for this kill? He wasn't looking at him, right? He knows that someone is taking the orb, so there are two players. Like, I mean, okay, he knows now about one.
Oh, no.
But when he sees this Viper with the Viper wall in hand, right here, you are certain this guy will not hit you. There's nothing. And you know there's a second player taking the orb, and this guy is preparing for a wall. So if you think fast, he's like, oh, okay, I can push in. I can be certain that I get 2 kills.
Pops off.
Like, this immediate kill here would not be that great of a value, right? But it is good value because it's a spike. But he doesn't know that before, because he doesn't see the spike. I find this a little bit odd, but it's me being nitpicky. But, you know. Playback. Yo, Playback92, thank you much for the Twitch Prime and welcome to the family, my friend. How are you doing? Thank you much for the ongoing support, broski. Ongoing support. It's the first time, actually. Could you introduce yourself? Which country are you from?
Down this mid hallway is going to be GMD and Sean.
Oh no.
I wonder if GMD pops off first without the help of Sean. He is going to start taking some shots and have him pinched in, Vans.
That's it. And then Hiko and Asuna are going to try to battle back. That was a perfect, actually, flank.
Yeah, and now they lost 2 players for 1, and they're fucked. Even going 2 for 2 would be not good for the defenders. See, this is what I don't like here. Hi from Norway, live in Australia. Just started playing Valorant a month ago and love your content. Learning a lot watching. Awesome, Playback. Welcome to the family, bro. Like, this is like, when you push as 2 players on the defense here, your objective, those 2 players have to get 3 kills. Anything below that is essentially making your team have a lower win rate in this round. You need to get 3 kills collectively. Or if you get 1-for-1 trades, then the attackers are fine with that. This is why that trigger control, that trigger discipline would have been more important. Unless they're able to just go back after the 1 kill. But they're not. Because they're already committed. You know? I wouldn't take any risk to push in. But you already took the risk. Look, they're taking the risk when they make this move here. This is the risk. If you go here, right, and you kill the guy here without taking any more risk, you're fucking yourself over anyway. Because you need to get 3 kills as 2 players, right? This is your objective. But because you're already on this side, on this space, this is the space that you're taking, right? Because this is where they pushed in. You already are taking a risk because there's no way of coming back. There's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way of going back. So they now will be facing 4 players against 2. If you would pass Viper, Hiko gets him, so at least they got 1. What you guys are trying to do in like those responses, but he got 1 and so on. It doesn't matter if he gets 1. It's not a good trade because the thing is, And and a lot of people are missing that. If you make this aggressive push right here, you are committing to a specific situation which only has one good outcome. The only good outcome of those two players pushing in is getting 3 kills and dying, right? So it's a 3-for-2 trade, or getting 1 kill and going back to not lose their lives, because those players are instrumental for the defense. But because they play so aggressively that they commit out in the open, they essentially only have one way of being to have a positive impact on this round as a defender, and that means we need to get 3 kills. Anything else is fucked. Hiko is holding flank, so this 1 kill is the most he could get, but you don't know. Revex, you're talking about, like, you don't know who is holding where. You don't know that Hiko is holding this. You can't make, but he got 1 kill because Hiko was holding flank. No one knows that. Even if, it doesn't matter if Hiko is watching the flank or not. Those two players, they have to play with info that they don't have. You cannot say, this guy was holding flank, so it's good that they got 1 kill. It's bad because they will lose the round because of this commitment that they did, and they didn't get enough kills. Look.
Mid hallway is going to be GMD and Sean.
Oh no.
I wonder if GMD pops up.
If he gets this 1 kill and goes back, I'm happy. But there's no way he's coming back because there's just no space that can hide.
First, without the help of Sean, he is going to start taking some shots and have him pinched in, Vans.
And now they're in a situation when it's 4 versus 2 and they're dead. So they literally throw the round by this behavior. That's it. Because they committed out in the open and they couldn't go back.
And then Hiko and Austin are going to try to battle back. That was a perfect, actually, flank to start things off, but we were a little bit too quick on the trigger discipline there from GMD.
Waiting for Sean, they could have come back.
So this is literally just bad decision making because you don't play to your own strengths and to your own decisions. Hello, Kopla. Hopla.
Back and done the full bamboozle, but not this time. Temperature now holding the cam position on a back pyramid.
Nice hit from Temperature.
Shot, a second one. Nitro is going to be able to trade that one back as Nature does find the operator kill. Now they're pushing back 2 members. We've seen this before, and Gen.G's been able to come out.
Hello, Memory. Welcome to the channel, my friend.
Keep that dice roll in their favor here on the A take once again. Hiko says no. They are going to know that Nature's backside now with that flash, the recommendation from the guiding light. Up close and personal. The shotgun up. He's ready for it. Oh, making a bit of noise there as he hopped out of the water pit. And it's going to be Hiko on the rotation. Should blindside here onto Nature. That's going to be another round 6-3 as 100 Thieves are.
You're still playing into 100 Thieves. It's familiar territory.
Let's have the mind for that.
There's that mid pressure from Gen.G.
Keep an eye too by.
See if this continues on from time to time. If it's going to be like a slow.
So this is the first time they actually use the Viper wall on mid to push it out.
Think about it again. That was just such a wild read too by Gia. Come on, and the team to go down.
But it's an eco. This is what. No, they're actually not eco. They actually just pushed out aggressively. Okay, well that's pretty nice then.
There's that mid pressure from Gen.G.
I love it. They pushed right up on the wall. Still B's covered. They take control of everything, and Temperature has it.
And now they're fucked. Now they're fucked because Nature essentially sells the positioning of the players. This is now 100 Thieves will just gonna play default. They're gonna just hold the angles, and those 2 players here, Sean and GMD, are gonna get fucked by that. Hello, Magmaman.
Defense system on it.
And this will allow for fast rotates too.
Oh,
so
okay, never mind.
Sides, they could get information, then you get these fast
Hiko just wasn't there with his teammate. Okay, well, that's a positive outcome. But here, look. After they get the kill, look. They get the kill, and they go immediately back. And this is a good decision making. 1 for 0, and they go back. They don't fight anymore. And this is such a stark contrast of what they did before. This push is very good.
So
see?
On both sides, they could get
this was the task that they should have done before, or just get 3. But they got 1 and died, and they throw the round. While here they got 1 and go back, and they are essentially very efficient.
Then you get these fast first bloods, these fast rotates. I like this Gen.G.
quick little angle peeks. Why not? If 100 Thieves is going to try to come in dry, take him down. Just coming out plainly from the corner. Again, there's Hiko. Nature will hit these all day if you put him out in front. As you see the spike down there at B archway entrance. And Nitro comes back here to try and get a few in the bank with this operator. Far from that Blade Storm. He'll just have to work this one out. But he wants to get closer. It seems like he's not afraid to see and make a move here. They have good enough money to possibly feel like they can take these rounds.
Yeah. I feel like this is the way that it plays. Nice little wall bang there.
Okay.
I feel that even though, like, right now that's a 4v1, it feels like it's very slim for Nitro. If anything, with 20 seconds left, 30 seconds left, you're just trying to save your gun. I don't think you're going to throw this away from Gen.G. So I'll take the time to say, like...
Still is out forever? I mean, yeah, right? He's not benched. He's out of the team? I'm actually not sure.
Why? Because when they're actually trying to get information for 100 Thieves, they're actually not going for those sex executes that actually suppress the B-side defense so much. Like, I didn't see the Trailblazer, the Recon Dart, the flashes, and you're because you want to allow Nitro to, like, maybe peek out and try to get these kills with the operator instead.
Great hunt. That is actually a very, very big find for Gen.G to get right there that Nitro couldn't get away. Having that operator not be a single pick on the round and slow everything down is exactly what Gen.G needs right now. Nature needs to be the one doing that, and we see him.
Should Nitro save then doing damage? I would have to pay attention to the amount of cash they have.
For Gen.G, they don't look like they really need to work out too much. Maybe the first rounds, they read.
I think actually going for the damage. Both were just meaningless. Both options. Not much difference, to be honest. Because they don't have enough cash to actually force. And they don't have... And saving the operator will also be not that efficient as getting some damage on them. So, like, neither of the options were, like, one strictly is better than the other. Hello, Need Arena.
But they look back and forth.
Hello, Imios. Hello, Junta.
That timeout as they go on to an eco, I believe. They do have
first. Still have Viper into later round.
Sure, that 1500 if you want Thieves to do it. Where they've been stopped is they're down to one
from as well. You're starting to hit the pretty from Nitro. He's going with this this Vandal.
Vandal there, Spectre, Sheriffs across. He did have 6K, so I think full buy on him. He's still looking at what would be 42, 45 for next even what he's sitting on now. You mentioned those ultimate side 100 Thieves.
That's a lot of ultimates, man.
First thing to check out what's happening in sight for now.
And it's a
okay. So now Nitro's already doing the attack. The Viper wall is different. That's so interesting. When did they commit to the Viper wall? I think after the Tiger. No, they actually committed before.
42, 45 for next even what he's sitting.
Interesting. So they do it blindly. They do this wall blindly. This is so interesting because this Viper wall is like very good when it comes to like playing post plant, but doesn't do anything when it comes to actual execute when it coming to site, right? Because it doesn't help you on site. So you have to fight this guy with the flashes and everything else that you typically have, but you're being affected by it the same way that your opponent is affected by it because you have no Viper wall to abuse. So this is pretty high risk play when it comes to the Viper wall. But luckily enough for them, there's only one player on A side and everyone else is just playing double doors and like stairs.
Now you mentioned those ultimate side 100 Thieves. His Trailblazer will be the first thing to check out what's happening in sight for now.
And it's a different wall. It's a wall just to split out the A side so they can pressure Pyramid, and that's beautiful there for 100 Thieves on the take.
Oh, out the door! How do you open the door without making sound? I mean, he made sound. He's just, they're all executing
That's so weird, man.
Temperature had no chance to look at a different angle.
That is so weird.
Opponents were in front of him for 100 Thieves.
By weird, I mean Temperature was like totally not aware that that can happen. That's very weird. Especially as a Cypher. Yo, Necron Valo, thank you much for the Twitch Prime and welcome to the family, my friend. Where are you from? It's your first time subbing, so I'd love to hear an intro from you. That wall will also help in clearing the stairs if they look from the tunnels, right? Not really, because that wall is not high enough to cover the stairs. The Netherlands.
Boy,
Welcome, my
looks like
fellow
Nature
Dutchy.
wants it though, Vans.
We have a lot of
Eco,
Netherlands
look for a quick
people
hit. They're even
in
just
our
trying to figure out where some players
channel.
of 100 Thieves might be so they can
Ooh.
pin down one of them in a 1v1, never peeking behind the pyramids. 100 Thieves stays alive. Acosta drops Hiko. Ethan finally gets that retribution kill onto his team. And now Nitro finding one. Ethan finds another, a name we keep saying there. At the end of the rounds, 100 Thieves pick up numbers.
No, it's not that meme, Captain Hat.
That continues to be so clean when you're going for these fast executions for 100 Thieves. Like I said, it's a different
I've
wall
seen
that
Viper
actually
being
went
played in the
vertically,
Haven
really
more than
parallel
in
to the
Bind. I
game
think
walls.
Haven's too
You saw the flashes that came from Ethan Q to
congested for
allow
Viper.
right now
What's
this dash to come in.
congested? And no, I definitely didn't see Viper enough on Haven to say that it's more played than
Yes, it
in
was a kill
Bind.
from Temperature, then fully blinded right after.
Viper is
And
very good on
lastly,
Haven,
this,
but
this
not in
Phoenix
solo
like
queue,
control.
because
And
no
as
one
soon as
knows
you're
how
trying
to
focus
play
on
with
the
a
Nitro
Viper
to
on
get
that
a
map.
kill,
So
both
this
of
is
them
why I
doors
stopped playing
opens, and
Viper on
then
Haven,
also
by the
able to
way.
get
I
an
was just
assist and
griefing
manage
myself.
to get their last frag. And even on top of that, at the end of the
The player from site or pyramid can't really help the one who's on stairs. They can, because this wall doesn't really cover the entrance. It doesn't cover the doors. Okay, I'll show you.
allow right now this dash to come in. Yes, it was a kill from Ulster.
Attribution never peek up where some of the nature recovery. So how do you open the
Pressure period.
happening insight?
See? This is completely open. If someone opens this door, then you're still exposed. Necron Valor also with a gifted sub? No way. Subbing and gifting. Thank you very much, my friend.
100 Thieves fast to the. It was a suit to try to stick around potentially for another.
We're gonna get a 7-5 out of it. It'll be close enough.
Much appreciated, Necron.
Right, because we walked into this game of like,
Can you
oh
open
my
the
God,
doors
I
by
can't
shooting
wait to
them?
see
No,
what
you can
Temperature
only open them
potentially
by
playing a
pressing the
solo.
button.
Oh my God, it's just been playing. And what these cross that fit fighting from for Gen.G. This game we're really prepared to.
The level, they're like, hey, here. And the next up,
So that responsibility that you're going to give to Boy, we'll have to find out if we actually go to a map 3. But as Rivington mentioned, as you mentioned here, Riv, this is pretty much right now potentially a map 3 series of how good this match is coming together.
we better go to 3 in this.
It'll be a great way to start the LCQ for sure here in NA.
Almost 5 ultimates ready here if they do decide to focus.
This is the last round, right?
Trailblazer.
They need to use those ultimates now early to have an advantage.
Again, Gen.G playing safe on B, but this time pushing A. You pointed out, Vans, last time it was mid-push. They're trying to get all across the map and just...
And Hiko is using the drone for controlling mid?
Because you have pressure on Gen.G, but you're actually rotating GMD towards the B side.
He has
Or
the
Viper
Hunter's
at the
Fury,
same time
man.
with
I don't
the
like
So
this.
if the execute comes in, he could actually throw
So he's using... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Pay attention, where did he do the ultimate? I don't like this. I really don't like this. This ultimate has like no effect. Maybe he was just... Maybe it's just mechanical mistake, you know? Because he is using the ult like this. It has a range from here to here. Like this. This is the entire range, right? But the thing is, he could have a very similar effect if he would just do it like this. But at least it would affect those people who are gathering in front of B. And also, maybe it would actually push out the jet into their arms while other people wouldn't be like able to follow it up. Because this tool, this Brimstone ult, would be actually pretty nice as a splitter, I would say. You know, like you're able to just make sure that your opponents are being split, right? Imagine if the jet was already like in the middle of the tunnel. She could actually just push out with the dash, because she cannot go back because the ult is just targeting her back, right? And then you get one kill because of that. Damn, what happened? Yo, Necron Valor, thank much for the 4 gifted. So 5 gifted overall. Necron Valor first time subbing and also for gifting 5 subs. That is like very generous from you, my friend. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
A little bit more.
So yeah, this is a little bit awkward.
100 Thieves guessing a little bit.
Now this is good. Now this is pretty good. Kusta actually uses this in a very smart way. He misses a little bit of this, but he had an awkward angle. But this is used very good. And now they're going to use also the Molotov on entrance here. So if someone... They're actually essentially splitting the way... splitting the opponents the way I wanted them to split with the Brimstone ultimate. But now they use the mollies for that. This is pretty good. Because now the Brim will use the molly here, right? Those people are debuffed. And those people will not be able to follow up the duelist because the Brimstone molly will have such a high DPS. If this molly would have been even here, so they wouldn't be able to avoid it, then there's guaranteed they cannot push through.
More on when they hit.
Great start. Damage there from the Vipers, but
Oh my god, that's wait, what? GMD put the... What?
Guessing a little bit more on when they hit.
Oh, okay. Okay. He was pushed out, so he couldn't do the molly here. He did it on the elbow. That's pretty unlucky. Because they needed this molly to be in entrance. Ooh. But Nitro, like, I understand why did he take the risk of being in the smoke, but that's... But Gen.G still gets 2 kills. Damn, that's big. That is actually really big.
Left click, didn't get the reset. Gen.G coming up. Triple kill right there. A quick hat trick as Ethan tries to come back and stave off.
Still pretty good defense from Gen.G here.
Hard place, if you will. He needs his team to get here right now, and the Trailblazer will be a bit of a...
Yeah, I'm saying, Yadul, that I don't really know if Gen.G was like... maybe it was mechanical misclick or he didn't see shit, right? I'm just saying that it could have been played better, but it did its job.
And it is a 7-5, Vance.
The little details are so good right now, just in terms of like the orbital strike. Even if it didn't get any kills, the snake bite went behind it. So you do a little bit of chip damage for the players coming in. There's that debuff at the same time going through the snake bite. Sorry, not the viper spit, but the snake bite, so that we actually have GMD starting to spray people down. And not only that, Kusa went to go hide into a cloudburst, if I'm not mistaken, that was thrown by Nitro at the beginning when they wanted to go for the fast exit for 100 Thieves. So just those little plays going on with that synergy for Gen.G into that round. We see this beautiful.
I'm low elo, so most of these people use molly for lineups only. Yeah, that's just there. Yeah. Using mollies just to control the map is just so much better. But that's what people realize in time, and they're slowly realizing already, so I'm pretty happy about that.
I think it lurk to take control of A halls, and meanwhile, but this run at least, it's not going to...
The wall, across this wall, if you defensive.
Early aggression on elbow. It does is they're trying to fight.
Defense Viper wall. I like this. They committed to a Viper wall, but I would love to see Boy then go B. But he's actually playing... Wait, what? Where did he put his orb?
Extremities so that GMD could find the timing for the back.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I like this. This is pretty smart from Boy. Because how they play this, in the preparation of the round, he puts the Viper orb on B, and then, actually no, he does the Viper wall first on A, then he throws the orb on B, and goes back to halls. So now they control both sides with Viper utility. This Viper orb is not perfect because it leaks onto site, but it still has the effect, the psychological effect of not allowing your opponents to push in, right? Most likely. So this is pretty good. This is very good pistol setup because it's very efficient for the Viper player. People have adapted to Viper Molly postplans and now realize that they can get it half and then get off and return back. It's not even that. It's just that most people don't know how to play postplant, not because they don't know how to time the noise or something, but they don't know how to play with the team because of that. So they commit to something that puts the entire team at a disadvantage because that player is just busy fucking looking at the the fucking sky, you know?
And we're looking for early aggression on elbow.
That's the problem with most people playing like post-plant
Ball put
lineups.
up
They
here
have
on the
no
defensive
idea
side.
when
And
to
in from
properly
Boyd,
use
says
it
you're gonna have
and
to
when
cross
to
the
help
B
the
across
team
as well
with
if you
the
even
boots
want
on the
C
ground.
site for the A side, but B in the eyes of Gen.G here, Vans already coming through that B archway, just the shots.
Man, I don't really understand how is it possible to play with such a shaky aim and to be consistent. It's a fucking mystery for me.
Coming in from middle pillar. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Ethan does find one, but Gen.G just fly onto the site. They use this time and time again where Nature will dash in an updraft and everyone comes in using him as the sentry.
This is going to be pivotal right now. I was going to say pivotal for Kusa to stay alive because there was going to be a double backside coming in, but in the end, it's all gone.
Oh, he was
tough
unlucky.
armor.
And he hears one guy from B main now. Yeah, I like this. Very smart. Very smart from Kusta. He heard the steps. He used his Viper wall and the Toxic Orb to gain the advantage. So this is very smart. And this is the moment when Boy and Hiko should have helped should have helped Nitro. Because the moment this wall and smoke goes up, they should be pushing because Nitro is known and Kusta gets the advantage here. Like, this is so smart by him. Like, look, he's spotted. Boy knows where he is, right? Nitro is pushing in very loudly this moment. Now this is getting popped, right? This wall and this smoke is getting popped. So this is the moment where Nitro should wide swing and every single other player should wide swing as well to be efficient. Because right now, they're giving Kusta the potential 1v1, right? So if Nitro actually wide swings here on this position, and then we're going to have Boy swing out here, Hiko swing out here, they have the crossfire set up, right? While the opponent tries to most likely get a 1v1 fight. But instead, they don't push this wall, and they give the opportunity for Kusta to actually kill Nitro.
He's trying to make his way out to at least make this 1v1 happen right away.
And still, this is so weird. Look, how much time have passed without them pushing out? I don't understand this. This is some communication problem. Right now, this look at the minimap position. This is the moment when he has contact. Here, this moment. And both Boy and Hiko are still standing behind the wall for the next second. Still not doing anything. Like, this is very weird. Like, you see those contacts, you see the comms, you hear the comms, right? So either there are no comms or the people are not paying attention to the minimap.
Few shots, does he get the ghost? He does not, but he does make it a 2v1. That could be a 2, almost a 1v1. Boy finds Kusta there and just the last shot of
there
the
are
ghost.
stuff
That's
that could have been
defuse.
definitely better
And that's a big
in this
first round,
retake,
100
because
Ds.
this was
Already
almost won
they can
by
really
Kusta.
start to attack on the pressure here.
That wasn't far off from winning this 1v3.
It was very close sometimes. It's like back and forth with, is the right click going to work in his favor or not? And you saw maybe one bullet out of the 3 got that contact,
Under
maybe
the
a chest
armpit
shot.
by the
Exactly.
ear.
And then the rest you just draw around the silhouette of the head for the 3rd bullet. But it was still really nice there for 100 Thieves from the off placement positioning that they had inside that B site. Because yes, we had a lot of trades, but we were looking in the obvious positions for Gen.G entering that site, which is how Ethan was able to get that backstab kill onto the spike here, making his way in. That said, though, into this round, we are not going for any of these buys with marshals. We're just looking to potentially get this orb control now that, oh, Kusa just got spotted.
Here's that dash in.
Wow.
Dash and roll with the dash.
Oh, no way.
Oh, another one almost gets it onto Sean. Sean's able to keep himself alive there with a bit of dancing back and forth. One shock dart comes in. Another
Is this match live? No, this is the from 13th.
Hiko, Asuna there with the Spectre. But that was a money round for Gen.G. They get in, they plant the spike. That was kind of just dogpile into the pyramid and get it down. So a little bit more money in their favor. They're also accruing some ult points at a nice pace as well on the side of Gen.G.
You wish you could have been doing a little, or able, sorry, to do a little bit more damage there for Gen.G, right? Because yes, they get the kill to Nitro, they get a spike plan to allow
Nice
50
shot,
spike
man.
plans in a row. But look at the rest of the round. Everybody else is at 50 armor, full into the halves.
Getting those weapons. Ooh, the guiding light will take that one early for himself. Ooh, a quick jump peek there for a little bit of a fake, and the peek by nature.
Very good mechanical peek here by Gen.G. Look, this is being practiced for sure, because what happens is that temperature makes the jump peak, right? The jiggle peak, and then nature just white swings. This is practice for sure, because it's very well synchronized, and what it achieves is that Asuna ruins his crosser placement, because he wants to react to this jump, so he ruins his crosser placement, and then the second player white swings, which allows him to take advantage of the bad crosser placement from Asuna.
One early for himself. Ooh, a quick jump peek there for a little bit of a fake, and the peek by nature to finalize that frag with the Phantom, and they start things off.
Yo, Bunga, very much for the 3 months, my friend. Welcome back, my broski. Welcome back. How we doing, my bro? New subscriber badge for you. Yeah, the Phantom, he would have won that? I mean, yes, but it was a bonus round. I mean, not maybe win, because he most likely would have been traded, but still.
I like the idea of this, right? You have low econ for the bonus round for 100 Thieves. You're running close range with the Spectres, and here comes the backstabs.
Ethan's gonna have to break this trip if he goes through it. He's waiting so patiently as the rest of Gen.G get on site. Nicely done, taking control of everything with that gas
Nitro actually used the attack as well to his own advantage.
wall coming in from Kusta, and it's going to be the backside plant, so they're looking to push all the way through here, Vans, take control of defender spawn. It's flipped the sides of the map now.
Yeah, they plan it even from spawn side on the defenders, so pretty decent spot for Gen.G. The Marshal in a tough spot. Their Sheriff might not be able to do too much damage, but they still have utility, right? You should be able to get the regrowth, maybe to help some people out if they need to for Ethan. But I potentially think they might
watching you at 352 is straight up mood.
That's a big kill by Ethan. He can at least cause distraction if they take.
So you're from LA or like surrounding areas, my friend?
That's the one they needed. A quick close to the door. He just shuts it in his face. A 3v3, and they're just playing.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this mechanic, by the way. I don't know if I like this mechanic of those being able to, like, you know, cancel it out. You can cancel out the switch from the other side. I don't know if I like this.
And Mouse again. Oh my God, Kusta, you're a god. I love it. Hiko, however, able to come up with the frags.
Seal is not playing anymore in one of the teams.
Gen.G able to come out with that round. A Red Bull clutch and everybody's off the map.
You're still very happy though, right? Because like I said, it was a bonus round for 100 Thieves. They killed everybody. You saw Hiko even died with the spike because he only had a Marshal. He wants to bring that economy in. But yes, the Red Bull spike, all thanks to time basically at this point. And this is just literally cat and mouse from these two players. You're adding so much pressure, or you're making it so complicated for this whole to happen.
Love learning more about Valorant. Very happy to hear that, my friend. That's the only reason why I even stream, to try to teach myself and teach the viewers something every time.
Nitro just mentioned the Trailblazer to come out, and they're looking for the early Hunter's Fury.
Look at that, Nitro, instant IGL call, hit the choke point. You can see that on Ascent, you can see it on other maps as well. As soon as you know what an entry point could be, you start off on that choke point right up the gut of your opponent.
That's a huge death right now because they don't have a toxic screen to re-hit towards B side, so this was perfectly read by Nitro.
We already know the utility used on this.
I really like the fact that Boy is not using his wall at the beginning of the round. See? Boy is actually saving his util. And I like that a lot. Although I really dislike this orb, because it's leaking on site. So, it's not ideal.
You can see it on other maps as well. As soon as you know what an entry point could be, you start off on that choke point right up the gut of your opponent.
That's a huge death right now because they don't have...
Your VOD reviews are the reason I followed and started watching from time to time. Really good educational stuff. Thank you, my friend.
On this one, so Gen.G looking to still work.
Can you check out that round of this match? I have no clue what we're talking about.
Or most of the members of 100 Thieves will be at that site, but they're waiting.
I should be studying for a uni right now, but Professor Lotta is far more interesting. I'm the Professor Oak of Valorant. Although Professor Oak was actually pretty dumb when it comes to Pokemon, so maybe that's not a good comparison.
They're giving 100 Thieves that respect, but Moving up into Nest. This is going to be a huge play overall.
Damn.
And GMD starts it off with a frag towards B.
And that's what you needed, right? You wanted to play a slow default because you don't have the toxic screen to go fast. GMD's close by, so could at least put the smokes down as Brimmy.
Oh man, like this is like them taking risks right here because they separated. Nature went alone on bridge. GMD just picks out of fucking spawn. They go for very risky plays, and this attack could have been garbage if they lose those duels, but they actually win them, so it's good. But this could have gone wrong very fast because they had no trades set up. Absolutely no trades. Like this is not a good play by them. This and this, the separation on the minimap is really not a good play. Like I am not a fan of this. But they make it work because they win the duels. But to be more efficient, they should have been next to each other and just support each other for trades, because that's how attackers win.
Find a very nice weapon for himself. 4v2 Vandals for Boy and Asuna.
No risk, no reward, but it's not about, like, they could have played, they already play risky because they attack and push, but they could have played to the odds just by having the other player for the trades, because they know the positions of the opponents. So, but it's you know, it worked out. But it's definitely not the way it could have been good.
Asuna knowing he's at least safe from where he came from, and that's where he's going to play it. Just on the other side, Boy now in a 1v1 possibly with GMD.
Hello, Jaguar. No, I'm currently in Berlin because I'm casting VCT. I have an off day today, but I'm casting tomorrow the casting. I'm the analyst on the desk for G2 versus Liquid. It's gonna be a bonkers match.
The way that he lurks and cuts his rotations is just beautiful.
Absurd. Boy just tried to draw that fight from him, and he said, no, I'll deal with you in a few seconds. Just completely understanding.
It's high risk roll reward, exactly. Alphanumeric. It's low risk, high risk, low reward play for them. If they go for together, they go for medium risk, high reward.
To get to that spike in time.
Yeah, and it's a different way to take that mid side too. Again, as I mentioned before, when they lost that toxic screen, you're trying to lurk up a little bit closer for Gen.G, trying to retake that mid control, and he used it really well. I mean, this is a gamble right there. The first misstep from Nature, thankfully nobody was playing close by that could call that information out, but it also allows GMD to stay close and work together with Nature to open these things up. Those were two simultaneous kills right after inside the hulls. So we're at only 2 rounds away to catch up. We're into also a situation where we're going to have a half buy for 100 Thieves because of the amount of rounds that they won and lost as well with the economy.
Who do you think is the best team in your opinion? Like what, in the entire world? Right now that's probably still Sentinels and Gambit.
We haven't heard the call out from Nitro just yet. There's a trap.
The Polish Prime is not only I could still get 50, so 10 euros a year, but also was giving a month free despite having Prime before. Well, good for you, Kurosaki.
Morning.
Yay, Kakuka. All good. Oh shit, we have new people here. Right back, guys. Yo, Twertles, thank you much for the gifted sub. It's your first time gifting a sub. Thank you much. Very generous, my friend. Oh, you're transferring a sub that you got yourself. Oh, that's so kind, my friend.
Trailblazer, Nature working off of this.
Oh, let's talk about this. That's pretty nice. So, what I like here from 100 Thieves is that they make a stack on A, but they pre-set up a Viper wall for retake. This Viper wall from the defenders here allows them to take space while going back into the site. But what I do not like about this wall, entirely though, is that it's only good if the plant is actually happening in front of this wall. So as much as I like the idea, the placement of the wall is not good. Unless they all push through spawn and go through B main as a retake. You know? Like, this is pretty bad, because if the spike is planted in this spot here, right? Then if they attack from here to make a retake, then this Viper wall is actually better for the attackers than the retakers, right? But if they go from here and they push out from this side and this side here, then this Viper wall will be useful, because they can focus on those angles over here, here, and here without being exposed to this angle and this angle. So I like the idea, but it all depends which decision do they make while doing the retake. So I'm very, very curious here. Oh shit, we got more subs. We get the sub from J Cabbage. I like the avatar, by the way. Thank you much for the tier 1 and welcome to the family, my friend. Where are you from? Would you introduce yourself, my friend? I'm disabled and I can only hear from my left ear. Sometimes it costs me some important rounds and my team clearly is not happy about it. I need some word of encouragement. My friend, it's a interesting coincidence, because we have a mod, Garrett, who is also deaf on one ear, and there's not really much that you can do to avoid it, apart from the fact that you could tell your teammates an example when you're clutching, right? At the beginning of the game, if you play solo queue, tell your teammates that you're deaf on an example the right ear. So if you're playing in a clutch, they could help you out by saying what is happening on the right side. I love the streams, bro. I'm from Cali and love watching you at midnight. Hello, broski. The streams now, when I'm in Berlin, are a little bit too, like, even later for the California people. But when I'm back home, I'm starting at midnight for you guys. So it's going to be a little bit easier. Actually, it's starting at 11 p.m. for you guys, which is even easier to watch then, I guess. Let's see how they do this. How is this retake being made?
Following as they dogpile onto the site.
Open site.
And it is a stack from 100 Thieves. As you mentioned, they're going to be coming over strong and swift once it does happen. And we'll see that mobility come in now. Let's see if they decide to stick together as a full 5 and make it.
Oh no, they go from spawn.
The execution slightly different, right? From not having a Sova, what Gen.G is doing is they're using that molly towards ladder, and then they're having, sorry, towards the back of the site, and then they try to flash it to ladder and gain control in that sense. So slightly different, still effective, at least at this point, because it's a retake play for 100 Thieves. It's their turn to do the damage.
So they do use the wall effectively on the first tempo, but on the second tempo, it's not gonna be the... Like, look. It's effective on doing this retake right here, but it could have been better. Now, imagine if this wall... Here. Imagine if this wall would have been used like this. The same point from here, right? Same point from here, but going like this. Imagine. It would have been so much better for them, because they can actually go to the site and tap the spike without being exposed, right? Or even better, use the wall like this. Right? I didn't activate my epic pen here on this PC, so I don't have straight lines. But if the wall would be used like this, would have been even better for that retake, right? But it's still a good retake, because they are effective at what they do in the opening. They get 2 kills for free because they isolated the players in the backside. Shit. Like, the players in the backside are not able to help the teammates. So I dislike the fact that that Gen.G had actually 2 players in those positions here. Like, the fact that 2 players were playing with this while being separated by the wall, that tells me there's lack of awareness that GMD and Nature currently had. Yo, Cabbage, thank you much for the not only gifting, but also subbing for the first time. Actually, the other way around. Not only subbing, but also gifting. Very generous, my friend, from you. So I don't like the fact that they were pushed out and separated by the wall. This is lack of awareness coming from Gen.G here.
Playing close, there was almost a death penalty for the rest of Gen.G, but it's going to be Sean Acoustic coming up big with temperature. They'll be able to circle and get around the rest of 100 Thieves and start to take them out. That was an awesome way of Gen.G's defense there, just surrounding 100 Thieves. After losing a few members, it looked like it could be chaotic, and as soon as the wall dropped, 100 Thieves were caught with the pants down.
And that's what I at least like for the wall from 100 Thieves right here that you see on your screen, because that was basically a retake wall to play. Because when you're looking behind what I call usually Berlin, that wall that's inside that B site, where do you usually see, like, there's not many players that holds behind there because it's usually paper thin, or at least you could initially flash in that corner and push the way that he did for the retake play for Gen.G. Sorry, for 100 Thieves. Then after that, you flash to the other side.
Doesn't that wall also allow 100 Thieves a bit more mid control, since it's a bit hard for Gen.G to push the tunnel? Wait, I'm not sure I understand. Doesn't that wall also allow 100 Thieves a bit more mid control? Mid control of what? They don't use anything for mid control here. The tunnel is not affected by this wall. Do you mean elbow? Yeah, you mean elbow. But the thing is, this wall, like, they use the wall with the retake in their mind. Like, it makes no sense to do this wall right here in elbow to have mid control, because they never wanted to do that in the first place. They stacked A. You know, that's the thing they did. They only stacked A, and because of that, I think it was, see, they're all here on the A side, and this has no effect. So the entire wall was to make sure that they can retake B, and in this case, this doesn't really affect anything. So yes, it would help them control mid if they do this wall here, but if they would take mid control, if they stack A, this wall was very specific. Oh shit. Unlucky. Where was I?
Have the toxic screen go fast. GMD's close by, so can at least put
we already watched this. We already watched this, right? This is the round we were on. Okay.
That wall that's inside that B site. Where do you usually see,
what's your favorite map to play on? Bind and Split and Icebox.
And push the way that he did for the retake play for Gen.G. Sorry, for 100 Thieves. Then after that, you flash to the other side of the wall, and now you're going for the retake along the.
Do you expect teams? Do you expect more teams to start integrating KO in the compositions? What role would he fill? Support or aggro secondary duelist? I would say the secondary duelist, like Sky before. He's very good, but he's very awkward to play efficiently if the team is not playing around him. So I think he's in a good spot when it comes to the meta, but you need to fit the entire team around him. What do you think the new agent will do? No idea, my friend. What about Fracture? Fracture is also very fun to play. I really like Fracture.
Still really nice. It's very layered on their retake for 100 Thieves. It just didn't have the weaponry for it.
Yeah, I really like how Boy is playing Viper right now. Although I really dislike the fact that he's not efficient at using the Viper orb on B entrance because it's leaking on site. But I like the fact that he's saving his wall. I really like that. Really, really like that. And we can focus on GMD using the Brimstone smokes because he's using it on choke points to allow them to cross, which is a good idea, by the way.
Ethan pushing.
See, the smoke here is I like this stuff because he's using his own utility to the strength. Because he could have used it for Nest, but it's too small for Nest. So in general, I feel like Astra would have been a better choice than Brimstone, but I like how they're using Brimstone. Like Astra would have been sick actually, instead of the Brimstone, and instead of Reyna for Asuna. But of course, Asuna's not playing Astra, so unlucky for one of the Thieves.
Matters into his own hands on this gun round. It's going to be actually a bulldog for Kuskian.
Oh, he is so in such a bad spot, Sean, man. Oh
Well, so
my
reaching into the
god.
pockets is Gen.G a little bit.
But they are
Gomez
making it
Sean
work.
gets
Man, GMD bails him out.
another one. 100 Thieves get thwarted on their mid push, and could it be Boy as well? He doesn't
Oh
find
my.
the shots.
Well
And
played.
it's Sean.
But they were fucked. If GMD wouldn't have won the duels, they would have been losing that round 100%.
The one we were looking for and looking to.
Fracture should be on
Gen.G
champions.
to be picking up these big frags, be initiating, be pushing in, and literally taking his own fights. Nobody there to help him. He's still trying to control Nitro alone.
He's in such a tough spot right now. The idea, at least secure that plant. Sean keeps Nitro busy.
Absolutely.
They could still potentially hunt down Nitro once that clock ticks down.
But I do think
For now, you still want to play it
that
safely, which gives
when
that
you
window
play
of opportunity for
more
Nitro
and
to try to
more
save that weapon
like
and
tier 1
try to
events,
sneak away
I
and
think
seal
KO
bridge
is
back for
still
Nitro.
less
Leave the
flexible
around
than
the
Breach, an
change of
example.
pace on the defense,
Breach
just
is in a
aggressively
very good
from
spot
Armor on that
meta-wise,
side.
and
But it
if
was
I would
really
have to
nice that
play...
Gen.G was ready for that for the default,
If I would have to
interface,
choose like KO or Breach, I would most likely choose Breach for a team composition. Because Breach is much more efficient when it comes to like making combos with Jet. And Jet is just like the go-to champion, agent, I mean. Like you play Jet on every map. So having Breach makes Jet better. Nice shot.
Wow.
They both took a Polaroid of each other.
I don't see people using Breach at all.
Oh my word. I was like,
You mean like what? You don't see people in tier 1 esports or in ranked? What are we talking about here? Because Breach will should make a comeback in the meta game, especially against teams that play Killjoy.
You want to have a hero buy to support that as well. But for the rest, yeah, you could see it already.
Yeah, because Breach wasn't being picked before, and people need to learn playing Breach. But Breach is super nice.
That's okay. I think it's a great way to just reset the momentum as well. That Gen.G slowly coming back into this game. So an unintentional nice breather for 100 Thieves.
Yeah. I see the admins over there at Higo's PC as they get him all sorted out.
Check on
what
PC.
The matter might check in. With what the matter might be. It's like my PC doesn't have a hat on, so I require a hat, PC hat. But yeah, I think we saw Nitro there on the top of the frag board for 100 Thieves on that side. Really, already, as we said at the end of Berlin, maybe he's just bringing that momentum over. He just remembered exactly what he was doing, but it hasn't changed. Breeze to breeze, he's fragging out, he's making calls. We heard even the Hunter's Fury call that set them up for a very nice round. And then he can play the duelist at the same time, keeping all of those balanced and just compartmentalized.
Yeah, it's very doable, I think, these days, too, and in terms of getting that Jet and also IGL. I mean, other players that I could think about that does that is Shazam, of course, with the Sentinels. When on certain maps, he'll bring out that Jet, right? And he'll be able to call for the team at the same time. So I don't think it's unfamiliar territory, even if nature could be... Actually, no, it's changed right now, right? Potter mentioned it at the beginning of the game that Kusta also has the responsibilities of IGLing for the team now, too. So now you're actually letting nature, you're allowing him to be a little bit more loose, as he has played more Jet with the op in the past few tournaments that he's played.
And 9-9, what better way to start it off as well? We said Breeze, the best map for these teams, and the pressure is definitely on coming into the tournament. The main story, at least for these teams, is, you know, there's the land team for 100 Thieves, but that's well and gone. We know they can
What
play
buffs
land.
changes should KO have? I don't think he needs anything. He's in a good spot.
And now they have Boy in, and even Boy and Temperature are feeling the pressure.
Which is only good if you have people who can play off his E. Jet and Raze and Euro come to mind, otherwise he's A. Breach ult and Euro's ult is crazy. I mean, we can't really talk about Euro. Talking about Euro in any composition makes no sense because you don't want to sacrifice time on a pro level to practice an agent that will most likely be changed. Like, there should be a... I forgot we actually not watching this live, so I was like, why are we watching this break? I'm stupid. But you should not, as a team, think about any composition with Euro now. Even if it's a good choice for Fracture, an example, you don't want to practice with Yoru because most likely this agent is gonna get a huge change in the future, right? But yeah, Breach is very good when it comes to composition. Composition-wise, he's fantastic with Jet, good with Raze, and great with Killjoy, great with Viper. Because his E is now very fast. The fault line is like very effective at helping out teammates and also getting easy kills with like mollies and grenades. And he's great against killjoys. He single-handedly counters lockdowns, right? So there's a lot of value to be done with Breach.
Temperature with that neural and Kusta's Viper pit.
I'm really upset at Guild Esports that they stopped using Breach the moment he actually got very good in the game. I really don't understand that shit, but yeah. Boy is on low buy, so this round he uses wall aggressively on mid. That's actually interesting. So he used it in halls and mid. Okay. But he doesn't peek for double doors. Okay, interesting.
So that hasn't changed. So you can always revert back to that last strat that they could bring into their playbook. Exactly. But there is pressure in there. Ethan's all the way up. So they're expecting this right now, and it's red and red again.
Was that happening on live stream as well? Some weird shit. I really like how Gen.G played here. You guys remember how I was explaining why this wall is good even on ranked, right? Because you play around like snipers and shit. But he also, what Kusta did here, he also put his orb in this spot. So essentially, not a single sniper can play effectively anyway, because look, the sniper cannot play from this position because he cannot see anything because the Viper wall, which the Viper wall is actually shorter and the position of the Viper wall is more clockwise than it typically was from a lot of teams, right? And then he uses his Toxic Orb in this spot to deny the other position from the Jet that she can play from here. So this is very good because then he creates the space for himself. This entire thing here is free space for the Viper to go in and ult the site and control it. This is something that I really try to do often when I play ranked. But it's super powerful in tier 1 esports because your team will entirely support what you're trying to achieve. The only thing I don't like right now is that Kusta has his spike and he should be dropping it to someone 100% because his job is to secure the site with his ultimate. But if he starts planting while in his ultimate, he is the easiest target to kill, which would then deny the ultimate usage in the first place. So I'm really surprised that he has the spike, and let's pay attention if he drops it. But I also wanted to see if from where he's using the lineup for the orb.
And we've got had a groove. You saw Gen.G start to come back, pepper in some shots, and we've got ourselves a game now.
Okay, so the lineup is from this position on the minimap, from up here, and he's doing a jump throw to put the orb in here.
Saw Gen.G start to come back, pepper in some shots.
Yeah, it's a jump throw for sure.
A game now, second half 9-9.
And this is a good old GMD smoking the back of the hall, so that hasn't changed. So you can always revert back to that last strat that they could bring into their playbook.
What is the second smoke here? Did GMD also put his smoke on that Toxico position? That's inefficient.
There is pressure in there. Ethan's all the way up, so they're expecting this right now, and it's red.
I think there are two smokes over this position, and I think that's GMD smoke as well, so they didn't have to use the Toxic Orb. There's small miscommunications here, because this can be used in intervals, or just not use the Toxic Orb, and I like that we have the smoke over here in the halls from Brimstone, though.
Red and red again.
Viper's bite goes out, and his Seekers as well to make sure they know GMD is down.
Kusta still has the spike. I really don't like that.
Start to encroach into the site, but slowly GMD creeps farther and farther by the door now. This shot takes. Hiko answers with the Guardian. Another shot.
Fuck, was that double kill, man?
To the head of nature as he finally falls to Kusta, and now Nitro in the 2v1. Kusta good to side. Oh, he already did.
I really dislike this. Why is Kusta planting? Sean is 6 out of 7. That's one of the aspects. And also, Kusta is in the ult. He should never be planting. I'm really upset at this.
gonna say, and just nick
Smart.
this round.
Now they gave it to Sean, but this should have been done. Like, I see that the decision making here, right here, is, oh, we only swap because Sean has the ultimate if he plants. But they should have think about Kusta's safety first and not Sean's utility usage.
Another shot to the head of
So I
Kusta.
really think this is
Kusta,
some
and now Nitro.
some things could have been fixed in the Gen.G
Gen.G
communications and planning here.
Smart round for Nitro.
So Kusa was going to plan as I screw it. Let's give you the spike. We're already in the Viper's pit. This
Great
is safe.
call.
You get
Seeker's
Seeker,
up.
pull it out, find where Nitro is. This is well done. This is well done.
Which agent would you select to be in every Valorant game except the duelist?
He is always found.
I mean, in current form of the game, you need Jet in every map, because she's just broken, and then you need a combo of a smoke and a sentinel. And by sentinel I mean Cypher, Killjoy, Viper. Those are the sentinels in my eyes. So, and from the smokers, the best one is absolutely Astra. So I would say the core of a composition for every single map should be Jet, Astra, and then third slot is being picked between Killjoy, Cypher, and Viper. Like, that would be the core that I would have in every single composition if I would be in a team. And I would prefer in most maps Killjoy over Cypher. But in many maps, I would just play... look, a composition of like this. Jet, Astra, Killjoy, Viper, Breach. Breach or Sky, right? Would be efficient on almost every map, but sometimes you would have to pick Sova on some maps, right? So you would replace, like an example, the Viper or the Breach. Or the Killjoy, depending on the map. But like that core and then flexibility around the map would be like something that I would like to pursue as a team.
Say, there's a
And it all depends like what kind of opponent you are approaching as well.
vandal up here I can mess with. You can't just quickly push me off one up shot and me rechambering a shot.
The thing is on
Breach over Sky, it all depends what you're playing. If you don't play Sova, you need Sky. If you play Sova, you play Breach. And it also depends if you play an example, let's say Breeze, then you need more Sky than Breach because Sky is fantastic at punishing Viper walls or exploiting Viper walls. And Breach is also not efficient at the map, right? It all depends on the map then.
both ends when you're looking at the situation. Is
Nitro.
what I like is that nobody's going to push out.
No, they're not. You're absolutely right. Until he fires a shot. And what Nitro's trying to do there is bait a fight, right? Say, I'm fighting your teammate. Peek me in the 1v1. They're not having it. They're not buying it. Old school rules is still easy to play against. That's a nice frag out by Gen.G. And they pull themselves into the lead bands.
Oh, yeah.
They
I mean,
find themselves
Astro with Killjoy
over this
on
game.
Haven and
We'll see
Split
if Gen.G can
is
keep
like
that
nuts.
control for a
And also, I would never play Sage on Split, an example. There's no reason to play Sage on Split. Absolutely no reason. There's so many better agents in the game for that map.
another few rounds and find a
When they
win
come back home,
for
I'll be
that
home on
best of
18th.
three, starting off our last chance qualifier.
And what I've noticed so far from these rounds finishing, at least on Gen.G's side as they're catching up, is that they're not really trash-talking their opponents when they're sitting face-to-face. This shows that they want to play their own game. Let's focus on that. They're coming back to this game. They're taking a lead. Now let's try to take this map. And they're looking for some early Halls control once again to support GMD.
Viper's pit goes down. And we'll control A with that, and that's the side the wall was used on for Gen.G. So now they may have to go a little drier. with
Who is
the
going to
frag
wall
into
mid?
the site.
Right?
Nice push towards Castle, gets a frag onto Temperature to start off our
People are
round.
funny.
The first bloods from Nitro have been
What map for
observed.
Sage? Split. You really don't need Sage on Split.
So nice lurk forward, but lurk again is
Sage's best maps are Bind and Icebox.
Back into the A site. It
Yeah.
seems to be indicative that they want to try to take down the Viper's pit of Boy inside the A
And you
site.
still don't have to play both of those agents.
Bait 'em out.
Sorry, you don't have to play Sage on both of those maps.
Ethan doesn't even know there's two just on his right on the other side of this wall. 52 HP for him as well, so he's not going to see any more of that health for the rest of this round. And now they know a push-up has been had in Halls. get a good throw in there? Nice accuracy. Boy takes down Nature. Hiko will answer as well with another frag. Boy doing a great job of holding his ultimate. And they know he's still in there, but can they find the rest of these frags? They will not commit
left
to the push-in.
I think that's it. I think you're
Pushing that
weapons
ultimate
into the
was
next
such a
round.
weird.
The idea of trying to get
Well,
in
whatever.
there, trying to go with the
Not
Trailblazer
important
flashes
this round.
to get in, but Boy pushes out, makes it even harder right now for Gen.G to save weapons into the next round. Looks like it's only going to be Kusta, so that Viper's Pit was a huge stick in the wheel of that strat to keep Gen.G rolling into the A site.
I mean, exactly. They have to figure out as well, if they can get the Viper, they still have their wall.
Why did he flash 2 times in the pit?
I think that's it.
He's still in there, but Go will answer. Did he get a good throw in there? Nice accuracy. Boy tells.
I mean, you get the info where the Viper is, but Nature was just a little bit too far away. I just don't understand why do you even want to push this. Like, it makes no sense. Where was the Viper Pit played? When? Like, why do you even try to win this by pushing this? Like, this makes no fucking sense. Dude, they committed to the Viper Pit in very beginning. Like, why would you even do this? Look. Now the Viper's Pit is being played, right? You have 1 minute and 30. And you still try to attack A. It just makes absolutely no sense. You have so much time to go away from A. You don't want to push into a site with a Viper's Pit. If you can't make it work from metal doors, right? Because I can definitely understand why they want to push metal doors. Because if you get a kill on the player playing backside A or bridge, then you open up the site and then the Viper is a little bit in an awkward position. But if you don't get that kill, you just rotate B. That's it.
The wall was used on for Gen.G, so now they may have to go a little drier.
Vandal Phantom for you? Always Phantom, my friend. Tap in exclamation mark Phantom. Like, it's so weird, but it is what it is. Gen.G dropped the ball on this round.
They weren't getting too much pressure, for the new 2 players.
Yeah.
Man, alright. I like how Boy plays Viper in most rounds, but this wall is really... I would have to like speak with him, an example, to ask very specific questions. Why does he prefer this wall for retakes than anything else? Because I think you could min-max this wall for retakes.
Well, Boy did that time towards the A side, and he played that perfectly. So Controller still being very comfortable in a role for him, despite him not playing an official since April.
Yeah, very true. Marshall for 10. He's going to go down. Boy finds that. Beautiful shot onto him. And now, will we be able to see any more in this hallway? Guimon. Oh my word, coming up with a big frag there as Asuna gets another one. Checks towards the hallway, wants an instant frag. If he gets another one, that's when he kind of turns on. You just see him continue to dismiss and do another situational fight. And now he waits patiently, thinking this will be pushed. He is reading GMD right, but there is going to be a partner here. 19 seconds or so for these smokes to go away, and
very nicely
GMD
done.
with a beautiful sheriff shot to end out that little execution.
Nice little...
And this wouldn't have been possible without a smoker. This play wouldn't have been possible if they have a Reyna instead of Brimstone, because they don't have enough smokes. So Brimstone, Omen, or Astra are just so much better when it comes to potential plays than Reyna, man. It just makes no sense to play Reyna. Matsi with the tier 2. I'm sorry, my friend. There's no specific. Oh shit. Oh no, I just rewinded the entire map. Never mind. I have no specific scene on this laptop for a tier 2, but I hope you will excuse me that. Ciao bello. University started kicking hard lately, so I can't be here all day as I did in the summer, but I hope I'm still your secret lover and that Agatha won't find out, okay? I mean, I can guarantee you that she won't find out, so it's all on you now, okay? And everyone else in the room. Do not tell that to my wife and my boyfriend. And yo, Dakaru. Dakaru, thank you much for the 4 months and welcome back, my friend. Thank you much for the ongoing support, both Matsi and Matsi actually, because this is another account that you made, and Dakaru. Right, we have to go back. I mean, sorry, to rewind to the same position that we had. Wait, did I miss a sub? Dog Eater, I don't see you subbing. Did you do a Control F5? Did you sub right now? Then probably you have to refresh because I don't see the announcement of the sub.
Game, so and then yeah,
Yeah. Asuna, I like the pickup though. The sales.
Get too much. They weren't getting too.
And that was this round.
He's gonna go down. Boy, now will we be able? The big frag there as Asuna kind of turns on. You just see him continue to dismiss and do another situational fight.
Why, in your opinion, isn't KO played as much as in esports?
This will be pushed. He is reading.
Because he currently just doesn't fit many compositions, and teams didn't sacrifice enough time to practice with him. But he's a good option. Oh, here we go. Dog Eater 6969, thank you much for the 3 months and welcome back, my friend. And now you also started the hype train, broski. Thank you very much for the ongoing support, bro. Much love.
Nice little way to again use the smokes. I mean, they're longer smokes for Burmy. This is why you're a Burmy fan at the same time. It allows Sean to move forward, but we are pushing forward ourselves for 100 Thieves.
We'll take that back, they said.
That's beautiful.
So
Okay, I like this actually. It's 2 versus 3, so it's a little bit like higher risk to use this ultimate, but it allows them to get that kill, so I don't mind it.
he opens up so much here, Van.
Exactly.
So it brings them back to 2 versus 2, and that's pretty good.
So good.
A frag onto one, picks up the Vandal, a frag onto another. GMD now calling some shots along with Kusta in these rounds, and also making the frags happen. He's on the top of the list as well for the KD, not a usual place that you see.
Playback, man, for the 50 bits. Now you have also a rank. You're unranked, right? You can use that instead of your Nitro badge, if I'm not mistaken.
So you're going to need right now GMD to get what? An ace to clutch.
Can he do it? We built him up for the round. We may have cursed him on this. He does have 2 of his stim packs ready. One quick shot. Oh, one. Let's go! GMD
My God.
coming up with the ace, and he drops both members of 100 Thieves.
That is one Red Bull clutch and a half. I mean, pop those cans out.
You know what's funny is that they use that arrow to like clear backside, but they had to clear up close as well because of that. That's could have used it close, but then they have to clear backside. Yeah, there's no way of doing it like better, to be honest. They have to take the risk on using it for one specific area, and then one is still left out.
Here, completely out on a limb, and I'm not joking, that this is a discussion about hallway control. Making sure there's at least some knowledge of what's going on in hallway. They never lose track of it until they have a spike confirmation.
It's the lineup for the orb. This is so good. Look, the Jet is playing against the wall, right? So Kusta has like this deep, sorry, not deep, but like, what is the opposing word of deep? What would I say? One is deep and the other one is shallow? Okay, thank you. But I'm not sure if it actually fits in this description. The close wall? The shallow wall? I don't know. But, you know, the wall, the anti-sniper wall. And that pushes out Jet to play in this corner. But they will put either a Brimstone Smoke or a Toxic Op in this position. So the Jet is going to be trapped.
In the hallway, like 2 seconds left, spike down. You got to watch out for this guy. So really, the knowledge that they have around the map has to be leveled up just a little bit here, because that's what dissected the defense for 100 Thieves that time. That it was just a slow work through hallways, and then from the middle out, GMD worked the map.
So now we'll go
right there's pause. Okay.
Continuing right now with the gun round back for 100 Thieves. The good thing as well on defense is that
and now she's gonna be denied this entire position because of the Toxic Orb. That's what I'm talking about here.
Try to defend, try to prevent, and maybe try to do those
what do you do now? Will you play in the smoke? You can't really. Especially with an operator. With a phantom or something, yeah. Ooh, he almost got that trap.
Seeing if he could take
Nice.
one down quick. Imagine just shooting the trap from there. Temperature would be like, wait a minute. Who's behind me already?
It's a pinch.
3-2, 3 from the mid. Is it gonna work? Made sure to drop Nitro right away as Asano plays the stairs near switch. Finds another one, but Hiko saves him up. That's the dink onto Sean. Sean still stays strong and finds that frag on Asano with the 3v3 now. Being inside the site. Viper's wall is up there. And Kusta actually can't use it anymore, so they do not have that utility control over the site to create their own angles. Fans, this is going to be tough. Low HP on the side of Gen.G.
Exactly.
Although, I still think, I mean, it's better to play the Brimstone over Reyna, right? But I would still prefer Astra. But I would still prefer Sova over that Brim. But maybe, honestly, I feel like if they would just play Sova instead of Cypher, would probably be even more efficient.
My god, that was a fight and a half going on there for that retake. A nice attempt from Asuna, popping that Empress, getting a couple of kills. But that 3-2 split that we had from Gen.G was really nicely played. They tried to take mid control to start things.
Reyna Flash is good to get on site? Nah, man. Reyna Flashes are garbage. And also, remember that Reyna Flash is only in range of 40 meters. So the range of footsteps.
Make it very difficult now for 100 Thieves to play the retake, and because of that, I saw Hiko with the Guardian. That means that you don't have that much money going into this round. Look, Judges, Spectres,
Guardian.
Gen.G's in a great spot.
100 Thieves forward, they lose the Blade Storm immediately. Asano wants to play it fast, wants to play it quick, but he can't do it. Sean takes it down. 5v3 now. Gen.G slowly encroaching into the site. Now that the door is open, they have the freedom. And GMD once again is at the front door knocking. Will 100 Thieves be able to retake this one? The judge makes it hard for Ethan. He's got to keep it up close and personal. Hiko to check the first corner. That's not going to be the Guardian shot he wants. It's Kusta. Takes him down immediately. Spams come through. Boy with one, but Kusta with the next. And Gen.G will take map 1 over 100 Thieves.
My god, I can't believe that just happened right there. A 5